he's having technical issues.
As
Again?
always, there is always something technical on my end that does not want to play, despite we leave everything exactly as it was last time. Still does something different every time to pee me off.
It does. So how's your week been, mate? Had a busy week, work and everything?
Slowed up a little bit, actually. I don't know what happened this week. Apparently, after the budget came out, the whole world slowed right down for some reason. So, yeah, it was not a chaos week for a change, which is nice. It's not great on paper, but it's certainly nice not to be absolutely flogged to death all day, every day.
Yeah, but those days of being flogged to death are the days that put some funds into the bank. So
yeah, it's good and bad, but after 10 months of it, it kind of hurts. So,
yeah.
Not fun.
No. Yeah, I've had a hectic week. Done nothing.
A hectic week of enjoying oneself.
Yeah, pretty much. So, move this microphone a little bit. There we go. So I can see stuff. Doggy. A few people: Charlie Deeb, Scotty Reed, Dave Avery, Emma Dixon, Samuel Dittmer, Ryan Hyatt. Hey guys, Chris Fry, Gaza, Langley, Michael Grod, Faye, Mitchell Holiday. Hey guys, how are you all? Hope you're all doing well. Oh, yes, Mitchell, may the odds be in your favour, Daz. I hope so. Nothing ever goes my way. Well, it goes Brent's way, though. You've probably noticed.
Tonight,
Last
mate,
season.
tonight, I think it's finally time we'll see white ones from Dazza.
I hope so. Dog care. Bloody hell. Well, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. So I'll just put the...
We'll have to have a wager, and since there's been like 100 eggs of yours that have produced no whites, I'm happy to go with you will produce a white one, either Snow or a Moonglow tonight.
So if I get none? So if I get none, who gets the bottle?
You get the bottle if you get none. If you get one, you're winning because you got a snow and a moon, or a moon, whatever, and I get the bottle. So you can't lose really. You either you'll get a bottle or you'll get a white one.
All right. What's the bottle?
Well, whatever you choose.
What's in the cupboard?
Problems, eh?
Have you?
Everyone's whinging because my microphone is shit. Which
we are trying to get that sorted, or Brent's trying to get that sorted. So I try to get him to get a freestanding microphone like mine, hook up with his earbuds. So hopefully that, and your laptop will fix that problem. Oh, there goes his sound again. Hopefully he'll come back. He's just got to play around and sort it out. But as you can see you there?
I'm here, but yeah, it's still shit.
Yeah, we know it's an issue. If he does it one way, he can't hear me, and does it, and he's crystal clear. But unfortunately, what's happening is the sound's being picked up through his phone, which he uses as a camera, and not through the earbuds like they should be doing. So anyway, technology. It's great when it works, eh?
Yes. It'll be fixed shortly. We'll have a microphone on standby this week.
Yep, we'll get it sorted. So as you can probably see in the clutch, wasn't a bad clutch. A couple of eggs went crap, as you can see. I never pulled them out. They just stayed there. And like we say, almost at every clutch, you'll always get a couple that go off. But if the ones that are viable around it are normally pretty good, they normally don't get affected. So see this one over here. I think there's a bit of a delay between me and that, but you see all the gunk on that one. It was wedged in here with these ones as well, somewhere or other. But I just thought I'd leave them there for people to see, but I'll bin them. This one actually tore open, but it wasn't a good egg anyway. So I'll just get rid of this one. We don't want that one. It's probably nice and stinky egg. Get rid of them. Yep. Put onto the main one.
here.
It is.
Hear me now?
Yep. I can leave you there. Well, I'm gonna. Let's let me do this. We'll. God, get rid of that face.
We can get audio a little bit better if I bring my phone right next to me now.
Yeah, that's it. We can leave that there. If I take that off, I think we'll lose your audio. So, doesn't matter.
Leave it lurking.
Yeah, at least we can hear. What's everyone say? Can everyone hear him a bit better? Yeah. In the chat.
Yeah. Suddenly we have sound. I think. Oh, as good as it's going to get.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll work on it. We'll get there. For us amateurs.
We're just rookies. Rookies.
Yep. We're just here for a fun time, show people stuff, and either like it or don't like it, whatever.
So, a few regulars in, mate. Charlie Deeb, Scotty Reed, David Avery. G'day, mate. Emma Dixon.
G'day.
Hello, Emma. That'll be Emma and Zach, no doubt.
And while you're saying a few hellos, he's going to pop these apart.
So you pull them apart and get ready to give me a bottle of Bailey's.
Yeah, of course. That's how it goes.
I hope so, because that means you'll get a white one. Which how many clutches now have you attempted and failed on a white one?
I've had the same as you, because we got these the same year. I got them hooked you up through good old Cam Meredith. Yep. Good man himself.
I think it's 4 then. 4 done. This must be the fifth shot at the title.
So I know mine's bred every year yours has. And I've produced one white one, which, if you remember, sucked up the entire contents of the egg, everything, and died 2 days later. And it was a big, robust hatchie too, but unfortunately it had where the umbilicus normally snips off, unfortunately it had a hole about 1 centimetre long in its stomach, which don't come out yet, mate. It's not time for you. That looks like a little ghost poking its head out. Unfortunately, wasn't meant to be.
Did not do well, and that happens sometimes when you're dealing with live animals. So
he was definitely a ghost poking his head out.
I have seen that before with a little T plus. I had that same condition where it's basically an open wound on the belly. And, very, very not nice. And even that one, I tried to keep it clean and hoping it would seal up, but it did not do well. And I put it to sleep a few days later. It started to look like infection, and it was not going to ever be a strong, robust animal by the look of it.
No, definitely not. But this one was the same. It, came out all strong and healthy, but within 2 days it was gone.
Yeah.
So just let me F10 the hands there for a sec. I've prepared tonight. I've got the F10 and everything.
Mate, look at you, organised.
Paper towel, organised. First for everything.
Brushed your hair and everything.
Well, my wife's abusing me because apparently I need to go and get a haircut, but that means I have to leave the house. So
oh no,
it's like the head doesn't want to leave the house at the moment.
Nah, you get out there. Fazy,
anyway.
G'day Fazy. Troy the Gangster, how are you, mate?
Troy, Faye. I've seen anything. 15,
right,
16,
Nick,
17, 18. Well, we got an even 20, bro.
Mate, that's more than enough to see white.
Yeah, well, you would have said that after the second, the third, and the fourth clutch.
You've had
apparently
some decent clutches from that girl too. Like, it's not like she laid shit clutches either. You've had enough numbers to hit at least a 1 in 16 for the snow. Never mind a 1 in 32 when you've had over 100 eggs now. It shouldn't be hard. Big
numbers. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, when it's odds, statistics. It's the way it goes. You can think you'd expect, ratio X, and you end up with nothing like it. So you can have one pairing and hit all the odds and everything and do really well, and then the following season you scratch it and think you got nothing, or you get nothing. So that's the way it goes.
It's very painful.
All right.
We're all ready. Daniel Millard from South Oz. G'day, mate. Tony Hall. Samuel, yes, we are definitely hoping for moons tonight. It's been a long time coming for Daz. Oh, Taylor Stow. G'day, Taylor. Long time.
Hey,
No
Taylor.
see.
Hope you're doing well. You're going to the, I wonder if you're going, she'll be going for sure, to the Black Panther movie coming out soon. She's a Marvel fan.
Big Marvel lover.
Yep. We bumped into each other on several occasions going to see Marvel stuff. Yeah. Let's see. So I'm just sorting those that have picked into those that haven't. So we'll get the picked ones done
so we
first.
see a nice mix. The pairing was a double head to a caramel double head, or is yours
both mine are caramels. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You cheated. Yes.
No, that's not what you know. It's who you know.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Cameron loves me.
Up on that deal now. Yes. You tried to shonk me with just one caramel, and it didn't. I reckon that's payback for you trying to cut me out of the double caramel action.
Yeah. So any white ones that could come out could possibly be the supers.
Super moon.
Yeah.
Moon.
So well, we may as well start, and you guys all see that quite well. If that comes up, we'll just need to work out where I'm.
A good variety. We should see wild types, caramels, albinos, sunglows, axanthics, ghosts, snows, moons, and supers of all the possible. Anything caramel could be super. So there'll be a. Certainly, I like these clutches where it's just a huge variety of stuff that pops out.
Yeah, it's always good. You never know what's in the next one. I'll just readjusting this camera a little bit. So when I sit here. All right, let's get underway. Move some paper towel over here. Sorry for the shaking hands.
Doesn't look very white.
No, definitely not white.
So what have we got? 20 eggs for a 1 in 16 or a 1 in 32.
Yep. And that's a little ghost.
It's a good start. Nice colour.
Yeah. Looks all blurry to me on the screen, so let me know if it needs to be in a...
That's spot on, mate. That's about the right distance.
Yeah. It's a nice little ghost in there. Well, to start, it's not wild type. That's good.
It's a damn good start, mate. I love the stuff that comes out of these things. The ghosts are always really nice with that Lark's Line coastal.
Yeah, they are. Quite nice. All right. Do you have a preference, mate? I'm going to pick this one, and you work out which egg next, and I'll cut that one next.
Right.
So let me just make sure I got it under the camera here.
I've pretty much got my phone in my mouth now, Troy, so if you can't hear now, mate, it's never going to work.
Well, this one's not quite ready to come out yet, and seeing there he's...
Still a bit wet.
Yeah, still absorbing. That's all right. Yeah, it looks ghost. Yeah, ghost. Yeah. Oh, it's just the way it is. It's actually quite light. I don't know if it'll compare better if I put this one beside it. Actually, it's very, very similar. I think it's just the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they look the same now. Just the head on it looked quite dark.
Yeah, it does. I think it's because there's so much white. It darkens the dark in the egg itself.
Yep.
I can turn that light off. I don't know if that'll make one. Which one, mate? You can pick one on screen.
Top row, right, second from the right.
This one?
That one. Yep.
No. Yeah. I'll chuck that one in there.
You've already peeked in it. What are you doing?
No, I haven't peeked there.
Is that a natural slit?
Yeah, these are all the natural ones. I haven't cut anything yet. Nope. Okay. I don't know. The only one that had a head out was that ghost that was popping out before. So I've turned the little desk light off here that's beside me. If it's too dark, I'll pop it back on and see a couple more cuts here on the egg where it's split as well.
Yeah. It's having a good crack at getting out.
Yeah. Oh, well. It's it's Ghost Central here today. Can't get a white one.
Thing. That's nice.
I don't know. Just nice. See. I think if I put the light on there, it actually darkens it up.
Yeah, no, that's not bad, mate.
Yeah, better. Camera focusing there.
Yep, that's a good looking ghost, mate.
Yeah.
Look at he's ready to go too.
He's like, come to Papa. Let me out. Daddy. Nope, not coming out yet. Come in there. 3 ghosts. I do like ghosts. I don't know if I would like that many of them.
Maybe
Alright.
better than wild types, mate. Remember when it was wild type central?
Yeah. That's it. It's coming. It's coming. There's more to cut yet. They're coming. All right. Let's see what this one brings. Okay.
It might be Carl saying he can't hear you, but you might have to get onto Facebook, mate, off YouTube. Maybe it's coming better through Facebook by the sound of it.
So it can't hear me, or?
No, it can't hear me, as always.
Oh, yeah. It's very hard not to hear me.
Is that another ghost?
It is another ghost, and
Stop it.
definitely wants to come flying out of the egg, this one.
That's keen. He's looking for a feed already.
Nice. I think the light makes them look darker.
Better with the light, I think.
Better like that?
Yeah. Yeah, mate. Leave the light on.
Does make them look a lot darker than what they actually are.
You're just going to have to do a with
Beautiful.
without light for every snake.
On and off. So that's 4 ghosts.
4 straight ghosts?
4 straight ghosts. Not 4 straight moonglows.
Yeah,
4 snows.
Man, that is probably the next best thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm not complaining.
Outside a white one, it's a very good start for visuals.
Yeah. Which one next, mate? Your pick.
Top right.
So this one?
Yep. There's got to be a white one up there somewhere.
Yeah. Another picked and not exposed one.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. I like it a lot, mate.
Come on, white boy. It's not white.
It's not white.
Definitely nothing wrong with ghosts, mate. That's a very good result.
It's another ghost. Oh, is it a caramel? It's hard to tell. Some of these are still not quite absorbed all the yolk, so they'll be just getting their lids flapped back over and left. So, might be caramel. Yeah. So I don't want to disturb that one too much.
Just a caramel?
I think it's hard to see. I don't want to dig it around. I'd like to see his eyes to have a better look. It could be a ghost. My eyes aren't the best, so that's why I've got to wear 15 different variations of goggles on my head.
Close range, mid range.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what this one brings. There's not much light-coloured stuff in the eggs.
No, we haven't seen nothing of.
Oh no, that one was a ghost. The last one, because this is a caramel.
Yep. No albinos, no sun glows, no snows, no moons.
Standard.
Wildy typey?
No, I think it's caramel.
It's caramel,
Yeah. I don't think the camera picks up very well.
No, it picks it up there, mate. Definitely caramel when you get it up. Luke says, will all of these be hets?
They'll all be POS hets. So, because both parents are hets, so each of the offspring that aren't visual has a 50% chance of carrying the genes from the parents. So that caramel, 6, yes, sorry. What did I say?
50.
Yeah, not 50.
POS double head?
Yeah. So that caramel will be, so you obviously got the ghost, it'll be POS het albinos.
Yeah. Still 66 POS.
Well, yeah, sorry. What I said was correct, but the definition is incorrect because they will only get, there's a 50% chance of it coming through from each of the parents, which is what I said. But when you take it into a clutch ratio, you get 66%.
Yep.
Because the parents can only pass on one gene or the other. And the ratio comes out from the visuals and non-visuals. Oh, you're going to pick this one. Doesn't matter. This one's not white or snow anyway. This has got colours. This looks like a wild type.
wildies coming back through.
Well, that's quite nice, actually.
All right.
Almost got to change it.
Almost Axanthic.
Yeah, I don't think it's Axanthic. I don't know where Head is. He's quite happy in there. Buried in there somewhere. Yeah.
Looks Axanthic on the camera, yeah. I agree, Troy. Definitely, but might be wild type, but
Yeah,
it's got that nice contrast.
no, it's wild type. It might look at Axanthic, but it's not. See, the eyes are coloured. I don't know if the eyes pick up there or not. Not silver, so to speak.
Yep.
It's shades of brown. So
yeah,
maybe a better comparison would be. I don't know if that shows the colour variation at all.
Yeah.
Because you can compare Ghost to
Very ghosty.
all types, so.
Yep. Maybe a super ghost, that one. It looks very light compared to the wild type.
Yeah, but being carpet, so you can change a lot over the first couple of years. Develop all that melanin. Which one, Brent? Hang on, well, we got these two, so you pick left or right. Then we got the go to the left. Then we've got the unpipped ones.
You've produced plenty of albinos and sunglows out of these in the past.
Yeah, I've got a few sunglows and that floating around. Yeah, you question yourself, don't you? Like,
yeah, you start to think, wow, nothing's coming out of this that's carrying albino.
That's a
wild type.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's much darker in the I don't know why the camera makes it look much darker than what it is.
Yep.
I think it's just the whiteness around it. You can kind of see the caramel. So where's that? I don't know if it'll compare. So I tried to compare the two, so like it might show a bit more of a visual difference. So you can see there's a wild type over here, and then the caramel. Yeah.
Caramel to the left. Yep.
So you can see the difference in the colours that way. It's easier when you're looking at it, obviously, in the flesh. There you go. Back again, buddy. It's two caramels. Last of the slit eggs.
And we go into the full mystery box selections.
Pandora's box.
Still quite a few to cut. We wouldn't be halfway yet, would we?
Nope. It's number 9. 3, 6. Yeah, it's number 9. It's a really another nice caramel.
Very nice caramel.
Yeah, it's not quite white. My luck's rolling in as always.
Super caramel, maybe.
No, I like albinos too. It's nice to get at least one or two. I've got a couple of nice sunglows from these guys.
Yep. Well, mate, they better come pouring in the second half.
I reckon.
How many eggs left, mate?
All right, here we go. We'll slide them up here so we can get them into camera view. There we go.
Okay, 11 to go.
Yep. So you can pick the next one.
Oh, I'm scared now. Let's go. The real shitty looking egg, top left. Yep, it's got to be magic. Looks terrible.
Yeah, I had a feeling you might have picked that one. I thought this one, but you probably couldn't see that on the side.
Yes, yeah. That one next for sure.
Yeah, I'll pick that one.
Let's go, Moonglow. Let's go. It's not white.
Don't know. Can't see. Nope. Caramel.
Another caramel. Yeah. I
Caramali.
expect a lot of, I mean, really, wild type and caramel should lead the numbers.
Yeah.
The rest should all be lower numbers.
So that's nice. Let's go for
Uh,
this big fat gunky egg here.
Another
Just
dirty looking one.
it's my luck with odds as always. And it doesn't look very white in there, does it?
Not the right colour. Lex and Reptile saying the same. His luck's as good as yours. 100%
Yep.
marbles, 7 eggs, not one marble.
Yeah, that's actually a ghost hiding in there.
That's a ghost, yeah. I was going to say that's better than a wild type.
Yeah, no complaints.
Nice.
Certainly plenty of ghosts to be available for me later on in the year, next year.
No Axanthics, just eliminate Axanthic and go straight to ghost.
Yeah, don't want to dick around with that stuff. Just go straight for the goodies. All right.
Top left.
You're
top left.
This one?
Yep.
Wedgie?
More than ready to get out. Come on, white boy, let's go.
Close now. Even an albino would be nice. Nope. My luck's rolling through heavy again this season.
One of your snakes has lost its head albino. Aiden, g'day, mate.
Looks like another caramel in there. Caramel in his eyes. Once they come out and everything, you can see them a bit better.
Yep, nice. Still a bit wet. Give him another day or two. Surprising how the egg looked really sunk in too.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just go straight back in the incubation tub and left there. What we say, you know.
Days they'll be out and about.
Yeah, don't drag them out. Let's see. I'll go for this one that I've marked. Maybe that's an omen. It's an omen. It's marked. Yep, it's a sign for a wild type.
Sign from the moon gods. Full moon, let's go.
I hope so. Finally finished watching Vikings the other day. Ooh.
Ah, good show.
Oh,
good series.
we've got the right colour in this one.
It's looking lighter.
It's not a wild type coloration. But it looks like it's twisted in there.
That looks almost snow.
I don't know.
A lot of snake in there.
Yeah, his head's there. We just gently back you out. It's only got white eyes.
He's on the move.
Yeah. Could be, maybe. Or sun guy at least anyway. The yellow, like it's the first for me, so I haven't seen one out of the egg, so his head backed away and I don't want to disturb him too much.
We get an albino out, we'll have something to compare to.
Yeah, well, I'll put that one over there. It's in a different colour patch, that one. All right, you're up. What's next? Which one next?
The big one at the top, middle.
This one?
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, that one? Or the one? Or this one?
That one, yep.
Yeah, we'll put them down here and we'll make them in a... actually, just shuffle around here. Here we go.
Looks like a big egg, this one.
Yeah, it is. A couple of them, like, even this one here seems much bigger than the other ones. But, I mean, she's a big girl.
Yeah, over 20 in the clutch is a solid effort.
Maybe I'm just not injecting enough bleach into the eggs. Warning, don't do that. It was a joke.
You have been feeding white rats to them all, haven't you?
Oh. Is that the trick?
Yeah, don't feed the caramel ones. Looking lighter?
Nope.
Nope.
It's just a bit of a wildy type, that one. There we go.
Wildy. Nice. I'm starting to get scared, mate. You're running out of eggs now.
Yeah, I know. I was scared before I started, so it's all good. I'm kind of past it now.
60.
I'm trying to look at the bright side. I'll get a bottle of alcohol. All right. Well, I'll take this big mumbo jumbo here and see what we
6
get.
legs, or I'm buying first round. It's coming. It's got to be here.
No, but this one is pretty funky. Oh, we're going to have a bit of a snotty egg here.
Got a leaker.
Yeah, it's a very, very wet egg, this one. It's a ghost.
Killed it.
Quite.
Still very wet, eh?
Yeah, I won't stir that one too much. Oh, looks a little bit different to the rest. A little bit more grey, blue grey in it.
Maybe Axanthic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, where's all? Yeah, we went into that topic. Let's just leave it alone. Where am I going next?
Bottom middle.
Bottom middle. Let's see how we go.
Definitely possible super ghost, Emma. There's a couple in there that look really light, so
yeah.
In time, with breeding, it'll work out. That's very wild type looking, no?
Mm. Certainly is. Oh, well.
And there was 4.
And there was 4. All right, I'm going to take this one. That's how I roll.
Moon or snow. Anything white will do.
Well, the colour's right. It's not a dark colour.
Not a single albino or sunglow yet. Oh, hang on. It's the right colour. Head in the middle?
That's just a sack. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure where the head is, but...
Albino, maybe?
Yeah, I'm thinking albino, maybe. Sunglow, maybe. It's hard to tell when the head's buried down in the middle down there.
Yeah, it definitely
not
looks
much
more orangey than what
the
other one did. Looks more orange than what that other one was.
Let's have a look at those two then.
The one on the right definitely looks lighter.
Yeah, that's definitely lighter. Yeah, so whether it's, yeah.
Maybe snow, maybe snow and albino.
Have to wait till they come out, I guess. First time for snowing. All right, it's your pick, isn't it?
Top right, mate.
Right. I thought you were supposed to be giving me some luck this year.
Oh, mate, I'm trying. I'm offering alcohol on everything. Like, it's a big call.
Maybe not offering the right thing.
Season 1 down. That's just not the place to come from.
Looks like it might be that way. Yeah, no, that's just a wild type. Yeah, not a wildie. Add to the collection. Well, that was a bit of a bleeder, that one, wasn't it?
Hit a vein on the way through it.
Yeah.
2 to go, eh?
2 to go. Well,
and I think you might have got it already, but we'll see when it comes out, I suppose. But
no, that's I've had one Moonglow, and like it was white, it was not like that.
Yeah. White.
So I'll take the opposite of the one that you want. So which one do you want?
I want top. So.
All right, we'll cut this one in. I've heard that about you.
What, that you like the bottom? Yeah. You lost that one.
Yeah, that didn't exactly go the way I planned it. Looks like my season's off to a bang.
Oh, maybe not.
It's hard to pick that one. It's very hard to. It's got a purple tinge to it, but
It might be Axanthic.
yeah, I think it might be just a nice white. Hard to pick it. I don't think it's a ghost. Just I have to see the colour difference in it there.
Yep.
So I think it's just a really light coloured wild type, possibly. Have to put that in the question mark box till it comes out of the egg. I can identify it. Oh,
And then there was one.
the last wild type for the evening.
Come on, Moonglow. 137 eggs later.
Yeah, nope.
No,
Nope.
I think you just got to take Jared Sharp's record for the most amount of eggs without a Moonglow.
I think I have. I think I've taken him. I think I've had more clutches than him. No, he was 5 clutches, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was 5. Yeah, 100 eggs or so.
Yeah.
Wildy.
That's wild type. Yep. Nice little pattern on the side there. There we go. Look at that. Loaded out with ghosts, wild types, caramels. Only 2 of the white things.
Well, a couple of light ones. Very few. What, two light ones out of 20?
Yeah.
Christopher says, do you sex them yourself?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you sex them yourself?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I'll leave them alone now. Yeah. So they'll get left alone, put back in the incubation tub, back in the incubator, and they'll just sit there until they all come out. And then I normally wait till they're shed. So once they'll come out, I'll clean the tub, put paper towel in there, put a water bowl in there. Leave them, keeps them a bit more humid. I tend to find that they shed a bit easier. And once they shed and I go to put them in their little hatchie tubs, I'll go through and pop them all in and sex them all. I find that to be the most accurate way. Myself. What about you, Brent?
Yeah, same, mate. I actually set up the first clutch today with popped them all, and then I tend to leave them for a little while, and then probe them once they're sort of 6 months old. If they're still here, I like a little bit of size onto them before probing.
Yeah, I tend not to probe until they're, unless it's needed to, like right before a sale or something like that. But if you pop them, you can, there's no doubts whether it's a boy or not. So you can question whether it's a girl or not, but those hemi-prints come out, there's zero doubt it's a male. So it kind of takes that guesswork right out of the equation.
Yep. There's quite a lot I popped today that I just tick straight away, like male, 100%. There's no guesswork when it's 2 giant red hemipenes out there. It's only the odd one that's a female that you think maybe they didn't quite get the hemis popped out, but they come out so easy, straight out of the egg. So, within a day or 2 of coming out of the egg, that's the best time.
Yeah, it's nice and easy. Muscle retention hasn't quite gained. So I'll just pop these all back in here. Back in incubation tub. Don't mind me bumping everything. Turn the light off. I'll flip that camera over in a sec. Well, evaded for another year.
Possibly. We'll see how that one looks when it comes out, I suppose. But maybe just an albino and a Sunglow. Yeah,
it's definitely not a Moonglow, that's for sure. The light coloured one.
Yep.
Even one of them.
The snows even come out pretty white. You can't tell a huge difference in them early on. They definitely look white, the snows, and tend to get more colour as they shed a few times.
Yeah, that's definitely. I actually have a funny feeling it might be a Sunglow versus an albino.
Yep.
There, but I'll wait till they come out to have a good look. Because the one I hatched, not last year, was it last year? The year before, I think, was like white. So I know the change. I mean, it may have been the snow, but it was definitely one or the other.
Yep. When you see it, you know it. You know, like they just look
Yeah.
white. You know, it's
Yeah, there was no
the same,
question about
same
what it
color
was.
as the egg. You know, they're just plain old white.
Tidy that up after, so I'll get this out of the road. Do yourself a favour. There's always clip handles on the end of these tubs. Yeah. When they hatch, don't leave them unclipped.
Makes for a exciting looking incubator anyway when they're all hanging off every tub around the whole incubator.
Yep, that's it. It's exactly right. It certainly does, and it's
Done it before myself more than once.
It's not fun. So, give me 2 sec. I'm just going to tidy up here. It's a paper towel just to clean the utensils. Keep it clean. Ready to go for next time.
So this, Samuel's saying, is this your only chance at a moon this season?
Yeah, I only have the pair. Next season, I kept back a few girls. They were kind of borderline this season, but I actually, haven't been right of mind, and actually intended having a quieter season this year, so a lot of them didn't pair up. So I've got ghosts and sunglows and other bits and a couple of caramels, like girls hanging around that are pretty. They're up to size.
Yeah,
like, yeah, they're there. Like, they probably would have bred this year if I wanted to, but yeah. So next season, I was hoping by now it would have actually had something visual.
Yep.
But
something to take over the reins.
Yeah, but that wasn't to be the case. So I was hoping in a visual male. Obviously, we've spoken in the past, having a visual male makes it so much easier when you're trying to prove other stuff out. So, I've had a visual male. I could have, let me just get rid of my camera here. Having a visual male, I could have put it over all the posset females and would have proved it either way. And if they didn't produce, they still would have been 100% for whatever. If there was an albino, then it would have been 100% het Axanthic. So,
yep, definitely. Yes, the visual male, and then even back to the caramel double head mother. It certainly improves your odds a whole lot more.
Yeah. So, but anyway, another year of luck for me. I'll probably have to end up buying one off Brent. He has all the luck with those. So
I'm one bottle down, one clutch, or not the greatest start, but
yeah. I had a little clutch of Blonde Max hatch out. That was quite nice. There's an absolute cracker in there. So not the best clutch, but I probably could have won that bet if I'd have guessed there was a Blonde Mac hatching.
that's one you'd nail for sure.
Yeah. But no, that's just the fun of odds, just because you've got the genes in an animal, and we say it every year, every clutch we cut, doesn't mean you get the results. You can be lucky and get one. And I see it's one thing that always gets me. Like, if I get one, I hold it back because you want to future-proof yourself, don't you? And you see people, hatch that one animal or get two, and they cash in on it. And I just think something happens to the other animal. You never know. Can escape, can die, can get swollen heart, can get a cancer. Like, accidents can happen. Like, and I think if you lose that animal just because you've produced one, when you're talking multi-gene hets, you might not see another one for. Well, here I am. What do we say? Season 5. Yep. Now I could have produced two.
Later.
Yeah, could have produced 2 Moonglows in the first clutch and gone, you know what? They're worth good money. I'll sell them now. And here I am, 4 years later, still not one to my own name. So be very wary. It's not about money for me so much. It's like I do it because it's what I enjoy. So just be careful selling that sort of stuff when you're dealing with multi-gene animals. You get one, if I hatched 3 out, they still wouldn't be for sale. I'd be keeping them to future-proof myself. So
yeah, exactly.
I know you do the same sort of thing, Brent.
Yeah, mate, unless you pump out a whole bunch of males in one clutch, which I managed to do with 3 boys from one clutch.
Yep.
It's tough, but yeah, certainly a backup male is always fantastic to have lurking around, because dealing with live animals, anything can happen.
Yeah, well, if you've got 3, it's a different story. You keep 2 and flog 1. That's a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
scenario. But you know, ones you get ones, they suddenly go off the tooth. They don't want to eat and they don't want to breed. Like there's so many things that can play a part in it.
Can go wrong. Yes,
Yeah,
Emma
yeah.
says albino zebs for her. That's been the one that's been the same. Absolute nightmare. Them trying to hit up there. That there's always that one morph that I think every breeder has that just eludes them for such a long time. Becomes like that voodoo animal that does not want to play.
Oh, 100%.
Mm.
That's not easy. How much your Rohan Issa is it? Yeah. How much your power bills a quarter? Heaps. Um, heaps.
Yeah.
Over 2 grand
Mm-hmm.
a quarter.
Mm.
So yeah, keeping this many animals is not cheap. So people might think, oh, you sell this for $2,000 or $3,000 or $500, whatever it is. There's a lot of expense behind the scenes, that's for sure. A lot, you
Yep.
know.
Yep. You gotta feed them too. I think the food bill sometimes as much as the power bill.
Oh, my food bill's a lot more than the power bill.
Mm. Yep.
So
Yes.
I can go through a lot of rats in a week. Easily over $1,000 a week in rats.
Mm. Yep. In
During
summertime when everything's
during
popping.
feeding
Yeah.
season. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You look at what's a extra large jumbo rat these days? I don't know. If you're
Mm.
buying in bulk and wholesale, you probably want it $8 or $9 or $10 or something or other each or something like that, give or take. So, I
Mm.
can feed 150 of those in a week, no problems
Yep.
whatsoever, and that's not touching anything else.
Without all the grow outs or anything in the hatchie room.
Well, even at last year, I think I was close to 1,000 hatchies. So, even if you looked at on average a dollar a feed,
Buck each. Yeah.
And you're feeding. All right, you're not feeding every week, because you got ones that don't feed and this, that, and the other. But once they're all up and feeding, they are being fed every week. So,
Mm.
um,
You're still burning up 500 feeds a week in little
oh,
stuff without, and then on top of the adults. So summer's a
easy.
killer.
Yeah, yep. And you lose some. It's the way it goes. You don't want to. You try to do your best to make sure they all survive and give them every opportunity. But unfortunately, sometimes they just, come out of the eggs weak and whatever. Unfortunately, that's the way they go sometimes.
Mm. Yes,
So,
can be painful. It's not. They're not all perfect. Put it that way. And it's probably
mm,
not a bad thing, because you get the whole season. You get months and months of a few just kick off and go, and then another bunch sort of come in a bit later, and then once they're sort of grown up and you sell a few, you've got more time then to focus on the problem ones. It kind of spreads itself out a bit.
yeah, definitely. I mean, we try to. I've had this discussion multiple times on. Just turn that light off. Trying to keep things alive and force feeding and assist feeding and all that sort of stuff. But
Mm.
unfortunately, like I had one here that died last week, and it had been force fed since it hatched last year. So literally 12 months of age. You know what I
12
mean?
months of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. And yeah, finally just gave up the ghost.
Mm.
Literally, it was
Yeah.
a ghost as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
You might have got a few replacements tonight, luckily.
well, that's for sure. There's a couple of nice ones in there. It'll probably be a dick fest, as you put it, Brent. They're probably all boys.
Yes, yes. That's always the way that clutch I sexed today was horrible male ratio. I was just hemipenes everywhere. Out of 12 hatchies, 9 were males, and
Wow.
also eight out of the 12 were jags. And all I really wanted was a Sunglow female, and there's one Sunglow and it's a female. So It kind of hurts when that clutch sole purpose was a Sunglow female. There's a Sunglow Jag female there, but I was just hoping for something with our Jag. But you don't always get what you want.
No, obviously. And what was that pairing? What was the pairing?
That was Snow to a Sunglow Jag.
Yeah.
So everything's albino. It was albino Sunglows, albino Jag, Sunglow Jags, but a little bit too many Jags and a little bit too many males. So not the perfect result, but hey, that's how they roll sometimes.
Yeah, look at me rolling up for another season. Be back to feeding and everything, and crack on for next year and hope for a Moonglow next year. Jeez.
Yep. Reload round 6. Well, at least you're the title holder now. You know, Sharpie did it in 5. You'll do it in 6.
Maybe. My confidence wanes.
It's like, you know, at the roulette table, you think you see 3 blacks in a row, it's got to go red. You know, 4 blacks, 5 blacks. It's, how many in a row before you can, you know, beat the odds?
Yeah, and then you think, well, there's that many, I'll go black, and then it's red.
Yeah.
It's like when you're doubling up on the pokey blackjack machines, isn't it? Yeah, it's red. I'll be black now. Oh, I'll lose it all.
Gone.
3 strikes, you're out. So what other clutches you got coming up, Mr. Smith?
I don't know. Let me try and stand up without breaking my spine.
Unplug your phone, perhaps.
One that's very close. There's an albino head granite coming up, and another granite girl, and something else albino. Oh, there's an albino poss head granite girl as well. That they're the first 2 that should be very close. Hopefully, the next few days they'll be ready to pop. So
Nice.
I probably would have used a granite head albino to prove them out, I would imagine, but I'll have to bring the sheet up here so I know what I'm talking about shortly.
Yeah, my sheet's very undetailed this season. Doesn't exist.
So it's just written on tubs in the incubator and
it's not 5 full scat pages like last year. That's for sure. I think maybe we've got 5 end clutches here. We've got 3 sitting on eggs in racks in the front room. So that's 8. Yeah, maybe just over 20 clutches, I think.
Still not a bad number, mate. That's for a small season. That's still a decent workload.
Yeah, my wife's actually angry at me now because it's kind of the love-hate relationship because she loves this time of year with the snakes hatching. Believe it or not, for someone that doesn't touch snakes, you know, like and everything. Yeah. So last season, because I had quite a lot of clutches. When they're hatching all the time, like she would get up in the mornings going to work and be going, "Oh, there's another one picked. Oh, there's another one picked." Like I didn't even get a chance to have a look myself. Like I got told, and she's quite disappointed this season because there's not as many. There's only 1 incubator full as opposed to 3.
You didn't need to come and get the emergency incubator.
So yeah, so it's like but I said, maybe next year I might hopefully bounce back and have another bigger season again next season. Certainly won't be as big as last year, but I think around 30 is a good number. I think clutches.
Yeah, I don't. I'll find out shortly. I think 30 for me sounds very scary, but I'll know. I'll know in a month's time.
How many are you expecting?
Well, I was hoping for 25, 27 maybe, but there's 26 in the incubator already, so. We're over budget. It's there's many clutches, but it's the size of the clutches that's killing me this year. Girls that laid 15 last year are popping out 26. It's just everything's laying gigantic clutches this year for some reason.
It's called food intake.
That probably helped it, but I don't know. They've been very productive this year for some reason. So. I was hopeful for a few extra clutches, not 10 extra clutches, but we'll see how that pans out. unfortunately, there's a few of the Bredley pairings that should be pairing up now that I just had to abort mission on because there's definitely not going to be room for them.
Especially if they dump a big clutch.
They're the ones that hurt when late in the season they dump a clutch of 38 or something on you. So they'll have a rest this year, which will probably make them lay bigger clutches next year. But
they'll have all that extra condition to dump a few more, add a few more to the tally.
Just feed them small rats for the whole summer and just keep them on a tight string.
And then when feed them up, give them nice big clutches.
Yeah. We'll see. So David's saying, how long after the first shed do you offer your first feed?
Mate, I used to rush them, like, when I first started breeding, 20 odd years ago. Like, things would hatch out, and talking to people about them, like, oh yeah, you can get them feeding straight away. I'll get them feeding when they haven't shed and all this. Yeah, you might get one that'll do that, but I've produced a few hatchies over the years, and mate, I'll let them shed, and then even then I'll let them have another couple of weeks. I don't rush them at all, and I find if you actually get the timing right, they'll smash a feed quite a lot easier than if you try to get into them too soon or too late. So I personally don't rush. So I'll let them. I'll wait till they have a shed, and I'll give them at least a week after they've had that shed to just kind of settle in, and then I'll start offering the feed after that sort of point. What about you, Brent? What do you do?
Yeah, much the same, mate. I only feed on Sundays, so if something sheds midweek, then I sort of mark it as ready to start feeding for that weekend. But certainly no rush. I try to judge how they look. If they've got that look in their eye, like they're coiled up and looking like they want to have a go at something, I'll offer it to them. But the first feed, if they sort of back away and run away, I just leave them. They're not ready. Just give them another week, another 2 weeks, and try again.
Yep.
But, certainly in that window of the first 6 weeks, if they take food any time in that time, you're laughing. They sort of kick on pretty well. But there's certainly, like you say, there's no mad rush to get them, within a few days of that first shed, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know people do, and some people like to rush them, and it's each their own. I don't rush anymore. Just I sit there every night, and even my wife, Ness, she had a huge impact last season because we had just had so many hatchies, and she actually, I don't know whether enjoys it is the correct word for it, but she's happy to sit there, and she has a lot far greater patience than what I do. And she'll sit there and anything that's
weapon last year.
100%. And anything that let's just say is an asshole, it got a yellow sticker with an N on it for Ness.
Feeder Ness.
Yeah, which ones should I feed? See those ones with the yellow sticker and N? They're yours. Everything else that's eating, I'll feed those. I'll get them pumping through. No worries whatsoever. But anything that's a prick, she would have the patience and some stuff. And like I obviously gave her a bit of a guide, but she worked out her own techniques on getting the fussy ones to feed. She was quite proud of herself. She did really well. So
it is a game of patience, though. It's too aggressive or pushing too much certainly is not the answer. So it's very much a game of patience with the ones that don't want to play.
100%, and it's something you'll learn over years as well. Or little tricks you can see the snake. If you do something to it and it, like it starts flying around the enclosure and trying to get out, just shut the drawer. It's not going to eat.
Yep.
Like
leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Marty boy finally showed up. G'day, Marty. Did you? Where's your late note, mate?
Man, did Mummy give you one? Jeez. Excuses.
Troy saying, do you separate them so you know who shed and who didn't? Obviously in the incubation tubs, or do you separate them straight out into the individual tubs?
No, I mean you can tell who shed because there's a massive difference. They're filthy when they come out of the egg after being in the egg, and when they've had that first shed, they look completely different. So it's easy to see who shed and who hasn't. And then I'll move them out. But I normally leave them in there if a couple shed, but I'll wait. If there's a couple that haven't shed, that clutch of 20, if 18 shed and 2 haven't, I'll separate them anyway, put them in their own drawers. Just keep the drawer or the tubs, with just a bit of moist paper towel. Don't drown them, but just take it out, give it a light spray, put them back in. They'll shed eventually. Some are buggers. That's another thing I find too. If they dry out when they're due to have that first shed is a complete bugger to get off.
Yep.
Later on.
Egg skin's so thick compared to a normal shed.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard to get off. So I found that if you put them into a rack before they're shed, and like these vision racks, they're quite aerated. So if they go down the warm end, they sit down there and they dry up before they shed. You can have a water bowl in there the whole lot, but getting that first shed off becomes quite a pain. You've got to constantly soak them. So I find leaving them in the tub in the incubator where there's high humidity. Check them. You need to check them every day. You can't just kind of shove them in there and leave them, because they'll go through the water bowl and make a hell of a mess. So I just take out clean paper towel and keep them in there, and the egg container, the hatchie container, stays quite humid. So, and you'll go in there one day and there'll be like skins and stuff everywhere, and you can start to separate them out that way. I find it easier. What do you do, Brent? You just separate them straight out?
Only through an absolute necessity of incubator space. Yes, that's why that clutch came out today. That I needed that tub because I got something I reckon's going to lay in the next few days. So, absolutely jam packed in the incubator. So, normally I would leave them maybe 4 days, 5 days, 6 days in the incubator tub, just for simpleness. You can basically lift them all out, give the tub a clean, fresh paper towel every day or every second day, and it's easy, But once they go into individual tubs, like you say, I rigged up my secret weapon, the garden sprayer from Bunnings on a very long cord. It's got 5 meters of tubing hooked up to it. So I pumped that thing up, and like those ones I set up today in that first row here, pretty much now you're on daily duty of pumping up and spraying them every day, or they, like you say, if they dry out, you're going to have serious problems. So it's more work when they're individual, but for me it's space, and you can pick them pretty quick. The ones that have shed, you can sort of tell what shed and what hasn't. So
yeah, it's nice to get that first shed off.
Yes, because like you say, the longer that one stays on, it just almost gets stuck there. It's very, very thick skin, and when it's dry, it almost sets like concrete.
Very.
The only things I find will eat before they shed. For some reason, jags, I find, will eat before a shed. So not that I'm trying to push food into them, but for that reason, if you've got one that seems, hasn't shed and it's been a month or 6 weeks. And if it's a jag, I find they'll take food, and sometimes that bit of food will get them a little bit of growth, and that skin will come off, after a week or so of feeding. So that's the only thing I find, that for some reason, jags seem to be more interested in food, pre.
If it's post when they should have shed, like you said, if it's everything's shed and 2 weeks later you still one that hasn't shed. Well, that's a different scenario. You can offer them a feed. Some will take it, some won't. I find that depends a lot on if they've tried to get the shed off, and if they actually have clear vision and clear heat pits. I find if they've actually got it off their head and they've peeled it back to their face and they got it to the neck and it's dried and they can't get it off, I find you have a better chance of getting those to eat than if their face is still completely covered. Their eye, they've got blurry vision. Obviously, the heat pit sensors aren't working as well because they've got that old skin still covering them up. So, but it's always worth a shot. I agree with what you say. Definitely, if you can get them to eat, give them a couple of feeds and they'll naturally start to go into another shed cycle and they'll peel the whole lot off and off they go. So,
Yep. So, mate, I think the key is there's no mad rush, for any of it. There's no mad rush to set them up. There's no mad rush to feed them. They'll get it done. I find carpets can sit in tubs for weeks, even after they shed. If you have to, for some reason, leave them all together for a little while. They're not something that's going to start eating each other. They're a lot easier going. I find Antaresia is not one you want to leave in tubs together. Those things are nuts after they shed. They seem to want to eat everything, including each other.
Yeah, I've actually had an Antaresia eat another one.
I've had
Believe it or
several.
not,
Yep.
down in the warehouse. Yeah, yep.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then they both die.
Yeah, actually, mine actually survived. Believe it or not, it did eventually die, probably 3 months later. But
It's a
yeah,
good first feed.
it was quite funny because when I looked in, I thought it was deformed. Like it looked like it had a spinal kink, but it had just shoved this other one in so tight that it had forced its own body to knot it up. But it spat it out. It spat it out, which is how after I'm like, what's wrong with this one? Put it into a tub, and the next day I got in there, and here's the regurgitated other one. And it hung around for a bit longer, but it did eventually die. So, but yeah, normally you're right. Normally I eat a meal too big and think, no, I can do it, and they kill themselves.
Yep. Yes, they're a bit nuts, but I don't know. It's I guess once they're shed, you kind of want them out, safely within a few days of that.
Yeah, it's always fun when you get it. Yep.
Gaz is saying, do you feed straight into pinky rats or in pinky mice?
Depends on what it is. What do you do?
If it's carpet, mate, I wouldn't even think about pinky mice. The only thing that pinky mice at my place is Antaresia. Carpets, even the really small carpets, can normally handle a hopper mice if they're not interested in rats. So I don't think I've ever fed a pinky mouse to a carpet python.
The only times I have is if I've had some of those ones that just don't want to feed. I have had some really tiny carpets hatch, twins, stuff like that. But even then, you can normally give them a small fuzzy mouse to get them going. And the only time, because what will happen is if you get one that doesn't eat, and let's say it goes for 3 months, it'll lose a lot of condition over that time. Then the day it does decide to feed, if you put in a pinky rat that it would have, should have theoretically eaten and devoured with no problem, if that meal is suddenly way too big, it doesn't have the energy to digest it, in layman's terms, and it'll basically kill itself. Yep, no metabolism, has a meal that's way too big, overeats, and it cannot produce the fluids to digest, can't boost its metabolism, and it'll kill itself. So, if you look at it and it's small, skinny, you're better off feeding it a pinky mouse. I mean, this is an exceptional scenario. This isn't straight out of the egg. Straight out of the egg, go for on the same pinky rat or, fuzzy hopper mice of the same size, whichever, depending on, where you get them from and what people call them. I'm talking a few months down the track, and sometimes it's easy just to give them a pinky mouse, and you can give them one or two just to get that feed cycle on, get them to get that metabolism cranking, get that little bit of condition, and then you just they'll bump up in size in no time. But that's probably the only time I've ever looked at feeding, and even then it's not like a small pinky. It might be like a 5-day-old or 4-day-old, something that's just getting a little bit of fur, appropriate to the size of the snake. You don't want to put a massive bulge in it. You just want to give it some nutrients, so it'll survive. Put too big a feed in it, you could be doing the worst thing ever. You could be giving it a death sentence. So I've had it happen many, many times. You kind of open the drawer, go to feed something. Oh, that might be too big, and it finally takes it, and you go back the next day, and it's couldn't eat it, which is a good thing, or it's died. So I'm side on that, err on the side of caution. Yeah, can happen. Yeah, too big a meal can kill any size snake, believe it or not. You're talking massive meals. You're talking massive, like you're not talking, well fed. You're talking, probably 40% of body weight plus sort of thing, at least.
Yep. It can happen. Throw Dylan's question up there. Hi guys. First clutch of eggs. One of the eggs which is under the other egg. Should I separate them? I'm scared I'm going to rip the others. Mainly if you're scared, I'd probably leave them. That won't hurt them being under. It's not hard to pull eggs apart, and probably for me and dads that have done many of them, I tear them apart at a lightning speed that people look at me doing it and think I'm a lunatic, but that's just from pulling so many apart. You know, you just get a feel for how hard you can pull on an egg.
Brent pulls on it
before-
pretty hard.
Yeah, you know. Only you
Yeah.
could come up with that. So.
The egg I'm talking about.
Dylan saying now the one under it went bad. Okay. Yeah, mate. If it's gone bad, it's going to probably separate away from the others fairly easily. Anyway, they seem to lose a bit of their adhesion when the egg goes bad, so it'll start to almost delaminate. So yeah, I wouldn't be if it's bad. If you can get it away safely, mate, go ahead. Get a bit of paper towel in your hands and try and just pry it away. You've almost got to try and squeeze your finger between the eggs and then just roll your fingers in there to try and sort of gently peel it off the sidewall. So it's do it slowly, mate, and just remember to always try and keep the rest of the eggs at the stable position, not to roll any of the other eggs.
Yeah, it is something to be careful of. I mean, like you saw that if you saw that clutch had just cut, there was 2 eggs there that were in it that were completely rotten. If it's too hard, don't fret. You know, the ones beside it are all perfectly fine and going well. Chances are the one that's rotten shouldn't affect the other ones. So if they're all healthy eggs, they should hatch no problem. So, you know, sometimes you get the one in the middle of the clutch goes rotten. You just can't get it out. It's attached to too many other eggs. And depending on how long in the incubation period that clutch is, I always get concerned that when you've got the clutch here and you're grabbing this and moving that and pushing this, like when you're separating eggs when it's just laid, it's pretty safe. It's not really an issue. But if that clutch has been in there for 4 weeks, obviously the development of those snakes is, halfway through, thereabouts, a bit more. And suddenly you've got the clutch up and you're ripping this and pulling that and squishing this egg and dragging that egg. I always have a concern, and it may make no difference whatsoever, but I just have in the back of my head, if you're squishing this egg and manipulating that embryo that's developing inside, can you be causing more problems? Maybe not. But if you're, pinching this egg and pinching that one and pulling it apart,
Yep.
There is some disturbance going on inside a good egg. And
Yep.
I just look at it and go,
air tube, the joints to the top of the egg, you snap that air tube, it's all over. They're done.
Yeah. So I'm in the mind that if it's in the middle of a clutch and it goes off, it's there till the end. If it's on the side, well, all means, you can normally get them out. But if it's attached to 5 or 6 eggs, depending on how it's laid, they can be quite difficult to get unstuck. If you know what you're doing, it's not too bad. I've even used things like the tweezers. You can use nice blunt, soft rounded tweezers, and you can put them in and just gently let them open up and slowly separate the egg if you can't get your fingers into them as well. You sound like you're about to eat a packet of chips there, Brent.
Probably scruffling the paper towel here.
How you doing? Good.
Katie had a good point there. She found out better to cut the dead egg away and just leave it flat, which is not a bad idea either.
Yes, I've heard of people doing that too.
You can get at it, yeah. Just be careful what leaks out. If there's nothing below it, cut away, and whatever comes out, comes out.
Yeah.
Generally, bad eggs, there's not a whole lot of fluid left in them.
Yeah, they dry up and off they go. So, Corey Farr, I'm late. Congratulations. Do we crack a moon or a snow? Not likely. It's definitely no moon. And I don't think the one that hatched in there is a snow. I'm not convinced yet, but I will wait until it comes out of the egg, mate, and we'll see.
Daz is going to go for the all-time record of 17 clutches before a moon.
Yeah, no, what I'm going to do is just sell them all and have nothing to do with Moonglows anymore.
Mate, so a few of them, there's ghosts and sunglows that you produced eventually, they're going to prove out and make you a moon before your original pair ever do.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah. There's a couple here in this rack. Not this one, but the one beside me. There's a couple from the original clutch that I kept back, sitting there. I'm like, hopefully this season I'll get it. Nope. Another one. It's my luck. It's standard.
Yes, you are not the man who beats the odds every season.
Nope. It's a numbers game, isn't it?
Yes, and that's what I sort of say. It's got to come around at some point where you just kill it one season, but it's just It's just not this year.
It's why when if you're buying into budget allowing, if you're buying into a project, I always like the old 2.3 ratio. It gives you so much better odds and chances, but obviously you need a lot more space and a lot more animals to work with. But can't all do that all the time. It's not always viable. For snakes, $2,000 or $3,000 to spend 10 grand or more. So
yep, can get messy. But yeah, even a 1.2, with a couple of females, you hopefully get it done. But like you see with your one pair, it's just more time. It's more years, more work.
Yep, that's it. Like they say, it's never a race in breeding reptiles. It is a very slow road, I'm afraid. So, that's the way it goes. Fun and games. But anyway, all right. We should probably leave it there, I guess. It's an hour and a quarter.
Choice, mate. We'll be back soon enough, I feel. A couple more not so far away on my end. What do you got coming up, mate?
Yeah, I know there's so if anyone looks at my Rally by Design page, there's a photo of a nice white and yellow striped albino sitting there. There's a picture. So I've actually got the clutch from him put back to one of his striped kids. So hopefully it's not a massive clutch. It was her first clutch this season. So she's quite a nice stripy girl. So hopefully that nice pinstripe. We'll just actually see what get the photo up. So people, is that a blurry? There we go. Just give me a sec here. Here we go there. And click that.
Wow,
Zoom.
That's nice.
So it's him put over a daughter that looks very similar. She's not quite as pinstriped as him, but not far from it. So I'm hoping that, they'll produce some more like him. Hopefully. That's kind of the idea. So
Very
first
nice
time.
clutch.
Yeah. So hopefully. So that clutch is due any day. It was due around the same time, actually. So hopefully maybe by...
How many eggs? A decent clutch? Or
No, it was only a small clutch. It was only a small clutch. I think that be lucky if there's 10 eggs, maybe. Only a small clutch. It wasn't a good full clutch. It had a few slugs in there as well.
Yep.
So, but the others, I looked there today, they all seem to be nice white and all looking good. So hopefully some more of the good old pinstripe albinos might come along.
That'd be nice. Very nice.
There we go. So that'll be my next clutch. I'm not sure what else is going. I'll have to have a look. A few exciting things. There's one very, very exciting clutch cooking. We know what that is, don't we, Mr. Smith?
There is one outstanding one cooking, so we'll come to that mid-season, I suppose. That was fairly early, that girl, though, wasn't she? So she might be a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, I don't think she's far off. A couple of eggs went off. There's two at the front there that have gone off. All the rest still to be looking quite good. So, you see a couple of eggs go off and you start to panic.
Yeah, it's like, stop it.
Don't do that. But that was a decent clutch for her first clutch. So
yeah, got some good size on her too. She wasn't huge, but she got fed well at your place.
She got fed extremely well.
Very good.
So she's
yes, Mr. Farr, you would be correct in guessing. So
yep, it is.
Trying to finally prove out the compatibility of granite and peppers anyway.
Yep. I know for most people that have worked with silver peppers, it's pretty much obvious that they're nothing alike. There's not even a similarity really when you look at them side by side. However, you have to prove these things. So, I know Brent's had a go at it for a number of years.
Yeah.
So I had a crack for the first time this year, and ooh la la. So
the magic did come.
Yep. So that was Silver Pepper over a Granite Jag girl. So yes, that will be a very exciting clutch to cut. Just to prove one way or another, So I'm pretty sure I know what we're going to see in the eggs, but
lots of wild types.
Yep. All those that are sprouting there the same thing will be able to eat their words. So
we'll see. But like you say, the work needs to be done, so we know where we're at least.
Yeah, well, we're happy to prove it out, and well, we wouldn't be happy to be wrong.
Mate, we'll find out live. There'll be nothing to hide when we cut those eggs.
Yep, that's exactly right. So, a pure species mutation that I proved out here compared to one that appeared from IJs overseas,
Yep.
They don't look anything alike when you put them side by side. But, that'll be an exciting clutch. I'm sure it's not too far away. So we'll try to give plenty of notice on that one. So I know there are a lot of people that are keen to see the results from that pairing. So, and it'll be one step closer to the old granite peppers. So
I've only been waiting 3 years, so hurry up.
Yeah, I've been waiting the same. Could have told you to hurry up, but that didn't work. So how's your ghost breadlight coming along?
Yeah, they're going fantastic too, mate. Yeah, didn't even try for this year. You've got one's in your rack just behind you there somewhere. I got to just.
That's in with the hatchy stuff. Yeah, that's in there.
Feed it up so it can be in one of those tubs.
Yeah, my one's looking really good. They're actually really nice. I reckon the ones I produced last year are probably nicer than the first ones I produced. So there's a couple of crackers in there. I'm like, ooh. But like you,
put my name on one.
What do you do with all the males? I think it was like out of 5, there was like 4 males. I think.
It's a lot.
So I won't be keeping them all. That's for sure. I don't need that many ghost breadlie. So
no, not with hemipenes on all of them.
No.
Yes, Gaz, they're not head for each other. They will be just pepper to granite, so they will make the first double heads, providing they're not the same, which we don't believe they are.
Yeah. So it'll be good. Got to see them go. They're in there, mate. They're in the other room. We should do. I do need to get some photos of some stuff, but just I've got to get the head to agree. Yeah. So, but yeah, they're quite nice. The ghosts, I like them anyway. But then again, I like everything. So I don't know whether that's. I was, that's got wild type. Yeah, I know, but it's nice. Look at it. Check that out. I got excited over the blonde max hatching. I looked in the thing, and I think it was a terrible clutch. It's the first clutch, so it's the first time that I've actually. So I've bred the blondes, kept the kids back, and then I've bred the kids together. So they're F2s. Yeah. So and there's one in there that's just absolutely stunning. I just said to Ness, look at that. She goes, oh, that's nice. I said, yep. Guess what? That ain't going anywhere. So I'll probably keep the lot back again. Yeah, I know it's terrible. I only kept one back from last season, so I'll keep a few back from this season. So, but it's just a blonde mac. You know what I mean? It's just you get excited over a blonde mac.
Yeah, mate. That's the rules, isn't it? You keep the best, sell the rest, and keep improving the line.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. That's how you get them. Anyway, all right. We should call it that, and hopefully, I don't know. Maybe later on during the week we'll have another show. Hopefully, I'm sure there'll be some.
Few days, mate. I reckon 2 to 3 days we'll be back.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll have some maternal incubator stuff hatching too. A few more weeks. Cool. Yeah. I just hope. I've got to be worried about the ones in the V35 racks because if they hatch in, they'll be straight out the sides. Yeah. So, but anyway. All right, mate. So if people are looking for you and that, Brent, whereabouts they find you, mate?
KHP Reptiles, Facebook or webpage as well, www.khpreptiles.com.au. Most people get me at Brent Smith on Messenger. And you, Mr. Morelia?
same. Rally by Design on Facebook and Instagram. Not that I've visited Instagram much lately, but anyway. And Darren Whittaker. So always hit me up. If you've got questions, hit me up on Facebook. I've been a bit slack lately, but I'm getting there, and I am actually starting to respond to people. So I will always respond. It's just I've had my own battles going on recently. So, but yeah, if you've got questions, hit me up. I'll get to them. Yeah, getting there. Slowly but better, you know. So anyway, thanks for dropping in, guys, and we will hopefully see you all, well, probably within a week, I guess. Thanks for coming. Good night. Guys. Catch you later.